Hey man, the days are getting closer to the Super Bowl, and I have a question for y'all. Which one are y'all looking forward to the most? The actual game or the halftime performance? Are we trying to see Pat Mahomes get his third in a row to break an NFL record? Or are we trying to see Kendrick put the icing on the cake to the biggest rap beef in hip hop history, following a week where he just swept the Grammys for 5 awards off a diss? Dog, I think it's really close with me, man. I don't know which one, but I'm definitely ready to see both. Kendrick Lamar, I'm sure, has his own obligations that he has to do while performing at the Super Bowl, and one of them is the Super Bowl halftime show Apple Music sponsored press conference with Ebro and the Desk. And today that interview premiered. Now, I thought it was a pretty good interview. I've seen some people online calling it a softball interview, but I would like to interject, Your Honor. In my personal opinion, I feel like Kendrick has let all of his music do the talking. If you want to hear mess, go listen to those records. That was the mess. Now, if you want to hear a mature, intellectual conversation and get the actual personality and the intelligence of Kendrick Lamar, then this is where you need to be. The most important question to me that was asked in this interview was when they asked Kendrick what were his intentions when this whole battle kicked off. We know that Kendrick kicked it off with Like That. They were trying to get into the mind of Kendrick and figure out what was he thinking when he put that issue, that warning out there and said what he said.
I think from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. You know, I don't care how motherfuckers look at it as far as like as a collaborative effort. You know, that's cool too, but I love when artists grit their teeth. Like, I still watch battle raps. I still watch Smack URL, from Murder Mook to Lux to Tay-Rock, you know, my bro Daylight. This has always been the core definition of who I am, and it's been that way since day one. So I don't think it was a thing for this year. It was always just a continuum. And what I will say about this year, it was more from a space where I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that. You didn't see that grit. You didn't see that bite anymore. So I always took that in consideration in going into any type of my music.
That's interesting. So I hope this makes sense, right? You know, we've been following your journey for about 15 years, and you have been so consistent in the messaging and the focus, like you said, and you've always moved with integrity. So in a lot of ways, I feel like we thought we knew exactly who you were as an artist in a positive way. And then last year, it felt like you unlocked a whole new dimension for us. But that person, like you said, was always in there. But I'm wondering, do you still surprise yourself sometimes? Did you surprise yourself last year? Or was it just us, the fans, with our jaws on the floor, just stunned?
That's a good question. Surprise myself? Nah, I don't think I surprised myself, because this for me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality. They know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first, right? So this is just like a revolving door of what I've been doing in Carson Studios, at the homie garage, or my brothers at TDE, or just anybody around the city of Compton. And
Kendrick essentially said that he looks at this like a sport, and essentially when things get uninteresting, he likes to put that grit in there to shake shit up. Think about it like this. The NBA season had record low numbers declining. Nobody was watching that shit. And then all of a sudden, Luka Doncic gets traded to the Lakers. Now it's must-see TV when he comes back, correct? Yeah, sometimes you need to shake up the snow globe to get things going. Y'all gotta think about it, man. Remember when this beef kicked off? While we were waiting on Kendrick to respond, we got a Chris Brown Quavo beef. We got Rick Ross going at Drake. We had everybody going at Drake. We had Diddy's son dissing the feds. Like, it made an interesting few weeks of hip hop. We're not gonna act like when Kendrick did this, it did not shake up. I mean, let's be honest. Kendrick has been consistent with this for the last 15 years. When he did Control and he shook up the industry, everybody talked about it. Everybody had a response. Even had Drake out here saying, hey, those are very harsh words, you know?
Like, I don't know, it just wasn't real to me. It's like, I saw him after that, and it was just like love. So it's like, was that real, or was that just like for the people? You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think it's sparring kind of sports.
yeah, but
you're not
at
into
the
that.
same time, it's like, then let it be real then, I mean, because those were harsh words, right? So it's like, you can't just say that and then see me and be like, yeah, man, what's up? Pretending like nothing ever happened. Like, that's not real.
Man, it's so funny, man. Drake went from that to trying to be a battle rapper. Now, both of them said that they study battle rap, but only one of them took it personal. But that's another conversation for another day. They also asked Kendrick what was going through his head and how was he feeling when he swept the Grammys and got 5 awards. And Kendrick would go on to say his first thought was the culture.
You got home in some quiet time. What was going through your head?
I was just thinking about the culture, really. It's always that for me first. I'm not even bullshitting with you. It's like, when people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form. So when you put records like that at the forefront, it reminds people that this is more than just something that came 50 years ago. They forget that it's even been here 50 years, right? And like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps, from awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre. So that's what I think about, and I feel accomplished being able to do that. Whether somebody else comes behind me and do it again and quadruple it, I love to see it. If that was my purpose to do that, then that's exactly what it was for that particular moment.
He thought that he was doing this for the culture. It was a good win for the culture because hip-hop hasn't been taken serious as of late, but it's a real true art form, and it's been 50 years in the game. And that's exactly what Kendrick said he felt at that moment, that he was pushing the culture forward, and he was asking all the young bucks to do the same in his Grammy speech. Respect the art form is what he said. Not to mention, one of the questions that they asked as well was the GNX album. It was a hard album. It wasn't anything that you've really heard from Kendrick before.
And you brought that energy, and the energy you brought on GNX was an energy that I don't think was really happening in hip hop. Like, it's a Public Enemy level energy. It's a Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted energy.
Sure.
Like, it's a classic, timeless energy. Talk about your headspace between Mr. Morale and this GNX.
Yeah, no, that's great. Go back even further, man. Speaking on that energy, like, it's my cousins was like DJ Quick, and Dre, these folks that my people was playing. So I always had that DNA. And you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City, but I wanted to tell my story first, right? And fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time because not only the energy was lost, but it was an energy that was bubbling inside of me as well. I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite, just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard-ass beats. And that's like the basics for me. I thought about, what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, that's smacking, right? And it was a great transition from Mr. Morale because that was my most intimate. I wanted to go inside of my own psyche and my own personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate. So during this time around, I think it was necessary of coming out of that cocoon and feeling like, okay, I arrived now. I can spread my wings and show every state of who I am as far as Kendrick Lamar.
And Kendrick said, yeah, you got elements of that on Good Kid, Mad City, but this one was more just about going back to the basics of his childhood when they were listening to DJ Quick and, all of this other hard West Coast music. He said that he just felt like it was time, and I can agree because his music was aggressive when he did these diss tracks. So it was only right for him to give us aggressive music, in my personal opinion, with the bust your shit open beats. You hear me? Overall, I thought it was a great interview. And hey, let me ask y'all, man, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Kendrick is gonna have a phenomenal performance tomorrow? Do you think it's gonna be some mid? If you a Drake hater, let me know. If you a Kendrick hater, let me know. What do y'all think about this halftime performance? I personally think that Kendrick is a top-notch performer. I've been to his concert before. I didn't leave disappointed. I think that he puts a lot into his shows. I think that SZA's gonna be great. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Hey, I think I'm gonna do a live stream on Sunday, probably around noon, man. Y'all let me know. Y'all make sure y'all come tap in. We out, baby. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Boom. Big Just LaFlare.
It's him.